Thou, nature, art my goddess. To thy law my services are bound. Wherefore should I stand in the plague of custom and permit the curiosity of nations to deprive me, for that I am some 12 or 14 moonshines lag of a brother? Why, bastard? Wherefore base? When my dimensions are as well compact, my mind is generous and my shape as true as honest madam's issue? Why brand they us with baseness, bastardy, base, who in the lusty stealth of nature take more composition and fierce quality than doth within a dull, stale, tired bed go to the creating a whole tribe of fops got twain asleep and wake? Well then, legitimate Edgar, I must have your land. Our father's love is to the bastard Edmund, as to the legitimate. Fine word, legitimate. Well, my legitimate, if this letter speed, and my invention thrive, Edmund the base shall top the legitimate. I grow, I prosper. Now, gods, stand up for bastards.
Kent banished thus, and France in choler parted, and the king gone tonight, prescribed his power confined to exhibition. All this done upon the gad. Edmund, how now? What news?
So please your lordship, none.
Why so earnestly you seek to put up that letter?
I know no news, my lord.
What paper are you reading?
Nothing, my lord.
No? What needed than that your terrible dispatch of it into your pocket? The equality of nothing hath not such need to hide itself. Let's see. Come, if it be not nothing, I shall not need spectacles.
I beseech you, sir, pardon me. It is a letter from my brother that I have not all o'erread, and for so much as I have perused, I find it not fit for your o'erlooking.
Give me the letter, sir.
I shall offend either to detain or give it. The contents, as in part I understand them, are to blame.
Let's see.
I hope for my brother's justification, he wrote this but as an essay or a taste of my virtue.
This policy and reverence of age makes the world bitter to the best of our times, keeps our fortune from us till our oldness cannot relish them. I begin to find an idle and fond bondage in the oppression of age tyranny, who sways not as it hath power, but as it has suffered. Come to me that of this I may speak more. If our father would sleep till I waked him, you should enjoy half his revenue forever, and live the beloved of your brother, Edgar. Conspiracy. Sleep till I wake him, you should enjoy half of his revenue. My son Edgar, had he had a hand to write this, a heart and brain to breed it in, and when came to this you, who brought it?
It was not brought me, my lord. There's the cunning of it. I found it thrown in at the casement of my closet.
You know the character to be your brother's?
If the matter were good, my lord, I dost swear it were his. But in respect of that, I would fain think it were not.
It is his.
It is his hand, my lord, but I hope his heart is not in the contents.
Hath he never before sounded you in this business?
Never, my lord, but I have heard him oft maintain it to be fit that sons at perfect age and fathers declined, the father should be as ward to the son, and the son manage his revenue.
Oh, villain! His very opinion in this letter, abhorred villain, unnatural, detested, brutish, worse than brutish. Go, Sira. Seek him, I'll apprehend him. Abominable villain, where is he?
I do not well know, my lord. If it shall please you to suspend your indignation against my brother, till you can derive from him better testimony of his intent, you shall run a certain course, where if you violently proceed against him, mistaking his purpose, it would make a great gap in your own honor, and shake in pieces the heart of his obedience. I dare pawn down my life for him, that he hath wrote this, to feel my affection to your honor, and to no other pretense of danger.
Think you so?
If your honor judge it met, I will place you where you shall hear us confer of this, and by an auricular assurance have your satisfaction, and that without any further delay than this very evening.
He cannot be such a monster.
Nor is not, sure.
To his father that so tenderly and entirely loves him, heaven and earth, Edmund, seek him out. Wind me to his course, pray you, frame the business after your own wisdom. I would unstate myself to be in a due resolution.
I will seek him, sir, presently. Convey the business as I shall find means, and acquaint you with all.
These late eclipses in the sun and moon portend no good to us, though the wisdom of nature can reason it thus and thus. These late eclipses in the sun and moon portend no good to us, though the wisdom of nature can reason it thus and thus, yet nature finds itself scourged by the sequent effects. Love cools, friendship falls, often brothers divide in cities, mutinies in countries, discord in palaces, treason, and the bond cracked twixt son and father. This villain of mine comes under the prediction, their son against father. The king falls from bias of nature. There's the father against child. We have seen the best of our time. Machinations, hollowness, treachery, and all ruinous disorders follow us disquietly to our graves. Find out this villain Edmund. It shall lose thee nothing. Do it carefully, and the noble and true-hearted Kent banished. His offense, honesty. 'Tis strange.
This is the excellent foppery of the world, that when we are sick in fortune, often the surfeit of our own behavior, we make guilty of our disasters the sun, the moon, and the stars, as if we were villains by necessity, fools by heavenly compulsion, knaves, thieves, and treacherers by spherical predominance, drunkards, liars, and adulterers by an enforced obedience of planetary influence, and all that we are evil in by a divine thrusting on, an admirable evasion of whoremaster man, to lay his goatish disposition to the charge of a star. My father, compounded with my mother, under the dragon's tail, and my nativity was under Ursa Major, so that it follows I am rough and lecherous. But I should have been that I am, had the maidenliest star in the firmament twinkled on my bastardizing. Edgar, and pat he comes, like the catastrophe of the old comedy. My cue is villainous, melancholy, with a sigh like Tom o' Bedlam. Oh, these eclipses do portend these divisions. Fa sol la mi.
How now, brother Edmund? What serious contemplation are you in?
I am thinking, brother, of a prediction I read this other day, what should follow these eclipses.
Do you busy yourself with that?
I promise you, the effects he writes of succeed unhappily, as of unnaturalness between the child and the parent, death, dearth, dissolutions of ancient amities, divisions in state, menaces and maledictions against king and nobles, needless diffidences, banishment of friends, dissipation of cohorts, nuptial breaches, and I know not what.
How long have you been a sectary astronomical?
Come, come. When saw you my father last?
Why, the night gone by.
Spake you with him?
Aye, 2 hours together.
Parted you in good terms? Found you no displeasure in him by word or countenance?
None at all.
Bethink yourself wherein you might have offended him, and at my entreaty forbear his presence till some little time hath qualified the heat of his displeasure, which at this instant so rageth in him that with the mischief of your person it would scarcely allay.
Some villain hath done me wrong.
That's my fear. I pray you, have a continent forbearance, till the speed of his rage goes slower. And as I say, retire with me to my lodging, from whence I will fitly bring you to hear my lord speak. Pray ye, go. There's my key. If you do stir abroad, go armed.
Armed, brother.
Brother, I advise you to the best, go armed. I am no honest man if there be any good meaning towards you. I have told you what I have seen and heard, but faintly, nothing like the image and horror of it. Pray you, away.
Shall I hear from you anon?
I do serve you in this business. A credulous father, and a brother noble, whose nature is so far from doing harms, that he suspects none, on whose foolish honesty my practices ride easy. I see the business. Let me, if not by birth, have lands by wit. All with me's meet, that I can fashion fit.